Hello, and you are listening to the Tinkle Hoy podcast, because we're leaning in on that name for now. Changes may come, but I am your host, Quinton Osterhout. I'm
you just robbed this podcast.
I'm diving in. I'm a host for this episode.
In for a penny, out for a pound.
In for a penny, out for a pound. Find me on Twitch, raidenilith.tv, whatever. I have my guests, this sir across from me.
Hey, I'm Juan.
And next to him, we have special guest,
Hunter Osterhout.
and we are here to talk about the things that we want to talk about. So I'll start this off. So, I've been thinking quarantine time, a lot of us probably aren't actually working on hobbies or anything like the sort at all whatsoever. Or even doing things that we usually enjoy.
Trying to file for unemployment, but it's so hard.
True.
That still hasn't gone through?
Apparently I have to go in each week and verify it. And for some reason it said I had an incomplete job history, and it said I didn't put dot down, but I did put dot down. So I put dot down again, still said I put dot down again, still said I put dot down so many times, finally went away. So on my work history I have dot down the same information 6 times before it finally left the incomplete.
Oh, okay.
Because I had all my jobs within the 2 years. It had Lowe's and all that.
Yeah, was that a paper form that you filled out, or was that the online website?
Online.
Do you think that was just because the website's stupid, or?
Possibly.
Yeah.
But hopefully I finally get it.
Well, as my brother was trying to lean to, since we are all in quarantine and not a lot of us have a job or can't go to our jobs, I think it is now one of those perfect times where we find a hobby for ourselves and try to discover what we may be good at.
It's...
You got a soothing voice, Hunter.
He
Never
does
noticed
have a
that
soothing
before.
voice when he puts it on, but that's my it's a hobby that, like, let's put it on like the good end, that
A hobby you have no experience in, but would love to be really good at it.
Exactly.
Which is like going to be a hard one for me, because it's like there's stuff I dabble in that I'd love to master, but since you said no experience whatsoever, it's like...
It doesn't have to be no experience. You could have done it like once or twice and been like, yeah, I did kind of enjoy that. But my idea is that, like, it's best case scenario. You go into it, you work on it every day, you put in your 1,000 hours, and you master it. So for me, I was gonna say knitting.
Okay.
Knitting. I like the ability to knit and sew would be strong. But with Hunter, voice acting. Just learning how to use...
Really? That was yours?
No. That's what from Hunter's talking. From his soothing voice. I want to do voice acting, learn how they kind of pitch it and do those voices. But even then, it's almost like one where if you're not born with it, you can't really.
It's similar to practicing singing, like
Definitely. Opening up your diaphragm and being able to control your breathing and whatnot.
Or you just do the same voice for all your characters.
Or you do the same, like...
I don't know his name.
I don't know, I feel like you know plenty.
You could even discover how to control your throat by doing some eating challenges.
I'm not Mongolian throat singing, Hunter. I'm voicing 15-year-old boys in new animes.
Right? Now, as for me, like a hobby that I would love to learn one day is to do woodwork.
Woodwork? Is it woodwork with like a chisel or like a carving knife, or is it like chainsaw woodwork? Would you want to do it chainsaw style?
With a chisel and sanding. Like, I like to try to make some medium-sized figures for...
Okay, I was gonna ask, is this art or a carpentry?
If you're good enough, it's art. If you're not, then it's Like
How do you-
practice carpentry.
What's your definition of art?
Yeah,
My
what's
teacher
your-
asked me this, and
When-
I had a hard time thinking of one.
When you put in things that aren't necessary and did it masterfully or beautifully.
Hunter, you're the type of man who thought putting the banana on the wall in that one art exhibit was art.
Yeah, screw that person.
Yes, fuck that person.
And that, you know what? Hands off to the critic that just took a bite.
yeah,
They got
and
fined an ass load, but hands off, hats off to them.
Did you see the video of them escorting him off the premise after he
I
bit
didn't.
the app?
Teacher told me one of a guy that put his feces in a jar and sold it for like 80,000 or something.
Jesus.
I know a guy that
Who the
put his
freak buys
glasses
that?
down, and the next day they put a display case over it.
Yeah. I
But
heard that
mine,
one
okay,
too.
so mine, what I do, home improvement.
Home improvement.
I would love to be masterful in home improvement
So that's like
because
a
I
handyman?
could do, yes, I could do anything. It's like, I would not have to pay any carpenter or plumber. I could just fix my house myself.
Electrician.
Electricity, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, is that like home repair, or is that like being able to
Like putting up drywall and,
I was gonna say,
and stuff
just-
like that.
Just like okay.
Could I probably hire you to fix the ceiling?
This is all hypothetical, Hunter. I can't actually do it.
Yeah.
Yes, hypothetical.
But that would
Willem's actually making a room in the garage for one of my other brothers.
so you're saying like you would want to be able to do it all by yourself, or have
Yeah.
the know-how?
Have the know-how on how to do it and what I have to do.
That'd be interesting.
Indeed.
What would be like the first thing that you built or did? Like, let's not home repair, but like home improvement, like adding an extra floor, building a staircase, like anything like that. Building a shed. Building.
I
a
think
swing.
doing his or her sinks.
His
The
or her
ones that are
sinks.
like one sink, another sink.
You're a fan of those?
Yeah. I don't mind it because I can do my stuff and someone else can do their stuff.
I don't like his or her sinks.
Why?
I think you could have a big sink and just you could just have a bigger sink. That's all I think. I also think
I just
it's
use the bathtub then,
twice.
Quentin.
I think it's twice as more plumbing. Huh. I feel kind of dumb for saying knitting now.
Why?
Because I'm
Why?
over here with
I'm
my
sure-
new mittens, and you're over there with your fucking his and her sink that you built out of granite.
Well, I think you would make a wonderful crochet.
Crocheter? Yeah.
I don't know, I could do a pool if I wanted. If I had the know-how and home improvement stuff.
Honestly, pool. Would it be a nice pool?
Yes, a
Well,
nice
okay,
pool.
okay. I'm sorry for asking.
No,
such a stupid
I
question.
dig a hole and put water in it and splash around.
That's what my thought went to. Was like, you can make a pool now, boy. If it rains, you get a nice little cool pool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, so since it seems like we should go on to our next segue, so fan service in anime. What
we
do you
need
guys
it,
think
or
of it?
do we not?
Do they improve or do
Does
they...
it improve an anime? Can it, you know what, just our general thoughts. Can it improve it? Does it improve an anime or does it ruin an anime?
I like to think it depends on what was the story of said anime.
I was gonna say, when you go over the top and sexualize characters that have like no sexuality to the character, I'm gonna call out an anime.
Alright, then do you have an example?
I do.
Which one?
Fire Force.
Fire Force.
Fire Force. I hate that one girl in the bikini. Because her whole thing is fan service.
Yeah.
In my eyes. And it's so weird to me that they can just do that and not feel like it's taken away from the story or from the characters themselves.
It's a quirk. It's like, you know, it's given something, but I guess in this case, you know, it's just at the expense of her.
I mean, maybe because I haven't watched the show that I don't understand it, but I don't know. It just seems like it can ruin some honestly good moments.
I mean, I could see an example. I saw like a scene of her, like she goes in full force, she's gonna do a badass attack, and then trips and falls, and the guy goes right under.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Chest first.
Well, like hand, like.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay.
She trips, like she's going full front, like about, like kind of like this would be a badass attack to do against an enemy.
Cops a feel. Okay. But like by an enemy, like an actual person.
I don't know if it was an enemy, if they were doing some tournament.
Okay.
I just know she was like, she did her little cat ears. I remember you said you didn't like that, her little fire cat ears.
Yeah, because it has no purpose whatsoever than fan service. It's like, oh, look at her, she's a cute little fire cat. And then you've got Mr. Iron Man, who flies around with his...
But what would you say for characters that, like, do attacks, but it's like, I'm making my attack into the shape of a dragon. I don't have to make it into the shape of a dragon. There's no reason that it's in the shape of a dragon. It just is.
Because it's cool.
Because it's cool.
Because it's cool. I think that's a small level of fan service, definitely.
Alright, so okay, so you're saying like other types of fan service, so like winks and nods, or are we just talking like
winks and nods.
XG?
Winks and nods.
So fan service in the broader aspect, not just like...
Okay, when a new anime comes out and the main protagonist shoots fireballs in the shape of Winnie the Pooh, that's when I draw the line, okay? Because it's like, hey, you know who it is. Hey, it's Winnie the Pooh.
Disney must be... Disney's about to make a heyday on this small company.
Oh, yeah, well...
Unless it's from Disney. Makes fun of Kingdom Hearts? Because I feel like there's attacks in the shape of Disney characters.
Oh, God. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is a fan service game.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And it's just kind of, because the guy wanted to, because he had worked on Final Fantasy VII is why Final Fantasy characters are in it.
Yeah.
There's really no reason beyond that. He just kind of wanted to.
Yeah. Alright. Who wants to go next on their opinion of fan service?
I suppose I shall. Like, to me, I think fan services should be involved in some animes once in a while.
Coming from the One Piece guy, right there.
Well, if One Piece slowly got more and more fan service.
I was gonna say, Hunter, do you enjoy the fan service in One Piece?
Like, honestly, it reaches to the point where it's no longer like I don't see as much as fan service. Like,
you're desensitized to fan service, is what you're saying.
Pretty much. Like, have you guys ever heard of habituation?
Is that an anime or is that like a...
Are you
it's involved in this topic.
Turning it into a habit. Fan service into
habituation.
A habit. Yeah.
It's like,
so
it's
like
when
a
you're
trope.
So used to something that you accept it as a new norm. Like, if you sit in
okay,
a chair
kind of see that
for
with
so
all
long,
animes
you no
and tropes,
feeling
like
the chair under you. So, like, mostly, like, I like to think that a change of pace, or in other cases, a fan service, like, to take a break from the storyline.
Could you tell me an anime you think that was improved by fan service, an anime that got ruined because of fan service?
Alright. Let's see. One that's improved by fan service, I like to think it's Kengan Ashura. At least in the manga. Like, with the side stories. And as for a anime or manga that's ruined by fan service, I would say One Piece. Like, now, I'm not saying it's a terrible fan service, but I'm like too close to like seeing the end of One Piece to care about fan service.
So are you saying you don't want the fan service anymore because you just want One Piece to end?
No,
Is
I
that
want
what
to see the One Piece.
Well,
He wants more story, less boobs.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So with Kank and Ashura, what's the level of fan service? Is it wink and nods or is it ecchi?
I'd say it's basically just girls showing their cleavage, bikinis, and I guess sometimes. Well, I guess it depends on which character we're talking about, because there's like this big dude with tattoos all over, who's like a mercenary, and like we always see him like having sex with multiple chicks, and you just see a bunch of chicks just like on the ground.
Okay, but that establishes
Mutaba.
his character a little bit, doesn't it?
True.
As
He is
this-
very hedonistic.
Yeah.
But he's very controlled in the battlefield.
I'd say a show that needs some fan service is Baki, because I feel like everyone in that show just looks so ugly. They got too much muscles sometimes, man. It's a thing. It's possible.
My example for an anime / manga that's improved and one that's gets
Ruined because of
Ruined by
fan
it.
service.
Full Metal Alchemist, I say, gets improved by the fan service.
Fan service in what aspect? Because I can't think of any fan servicey scenes.
It's with
There was no beach episode in
I was
Full
gonna
Metal
say
Alchemist.
with Edward and Winry. They
Winry.
kind of use it as a foreshadowing of their relationship, of how close they.
The only fan servicey thing I can think with Winry and Edward is when they go back to her house and everyone's kind of on the run and she's changing, and then Edward's just there eating a sandwich, like he looks and
Yeah.
she looks.
Yeah, because it's kind of that. Yeah. Oh, well, we're not going to go into the details of like what that means for the story in itself, but I feel like that's like so low key enough to where it's like, oh yeah, they work together. I like them together. When that gets ruined,
High School DxD?
no, High School DxD thrives off of the fan service. I mean, you can't denounce a show that lives off of fan service for having fan service.
That and Ishoku reviewers.
Kaijo.
Kaijo?
Yeah.
Well,
It's the one where they butt sumo, basically.
Oh, yeah.
The one that's so anime, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's parody. It parodies a bunch of other animes, too.
Parody sports animes
Is
with
parody
asses.
fan service?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we established that.
Well, I mean, we're not just talking fan service in the sense of ecchi.
Yeah.
We're also talking like member berries.
But definitely like ecchi fan service is it when it's not wanted or looked for, you don't want it in your show, right? Dore Hetero suffers from a lot of fan service.
They said it was tasteful nudity, though.
It's tasteful in the way that
It's not like, oh, hey,
yeah, exactly.
shot on her breast, they're all shiny looking.
Yeah, female mangaka, as far as I remember, it's a female mangaka that does Dore Hetero, and you can definitely see it because when a guy gets hit, it's like their clothes melts, but their body gets fucking melted as well, and it's like, oh, that's life threatening. A girl will get hit, and it's like, oh, you can see all of her kind of thing.
Sounds like fairy tale, but there's always just enough clothing to cover those sections.
I was gonna say Dore Hetero, there ain't no clothing to cover those sections. There's no below the belt nudity, but there's a lot of parts where it's like, oh, the girls need to go in here and shower, and we follow them in to the shower, and then we quickly get out of there. And it's like, I understand why we need it because premise of the not premise.
Well, I guess there's really, I mean, when
Premise of
when
the
people say like,
story.
oh, fan service is unneeded, but you could say that about like a lot of things. Like you didn't need to show that, or you didn't need to do this.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
just basically just a thing they wanted to do. Who knows why they did it?
I mean, it can be contextual in some cases because with the shower thing in Dore Hetero is like one of the characters is being held against their will, so it's showing us that like, oh, the other characters have to force her to get clean, all that. But what about you, what's your opinion on fan service?
I'm trying to think. I thought I already said it.
Well, were you saying like winks and nods that you didn't like?
Oh, I guess Guess it really depends on the series, because there's some, like you said, there's some series that thrive on fan service stuff.
Yeah.
You've seen Demon King Daimo, right?
No, I have not.
I feel like if Travis was here, I could talk to him about this one.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so trying to think of a different series, one that, because Demon King Daimo, Travis said is a good series. He liked it. I watched it. It's like pretty heavy on fan service.
Yeah.
What's another one? Have you seen Freezing? No.
No.
What's the most fan servicey anime, excluding DxD, that you've seen? Okay, you know what? Prison School. Prison School's fan
Prison
Service
School.
at times made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Saying I read that. And
I
it made me
immediately
uncomfortable.
thought Ishoku reviewers.
But it
But that's, I
thrives
can't
on-
believe it's not hentai, Hunter.
Yeah, it also that's like the point. It's like I don't know. I'd have to watch more of it. It's like almost.
I don't want to watch it.
It's like fantasy
No,
parody.
There's actually an uncensored version of that show.
I'm not surprised.
Like
Yeah.
how uncensored?
Like, pretty much removing the heads and the blurs.
Wait, what?
I think it shows the crotch area.
Shows.
Yep.
Oh. So that's a straight up hentai.
Indeed. It was just censored for it to be enough to be viewed by public.
Yeah, to be on public television in Japan. Okay.
I'd say Heaven's Lost Property probably. I mean, if you took the fan service away, it'd still be just as funny.
Yeah. Heaven's Lost Property. My wife is a mermaid.
That one doesn't have a lot of fan service though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like that whole love triangle thing. Is a love triangle fan service? Especially in the case of like, oh, they're married, but this girl still wants to get with the husband. And is harem animes fan service?
Yes, they always have fan service in them.
Just to let you guys know, we do have a plate of fish sticks to keep us fed as we go through this.
I refuse to sit through this whole thing without snacks.
Without fish sticks? You can't sit through this whole thing without fish sticks.
Trying to set up a... You asshole. That's a
an
low blow.
I am an asshole. I mean,
That's a low comedy there, Quinton.
when you pull out fish sticks, man, fish stick's a fish stick. So, harem is fan service.
Yeah.
Is that because the idea of a harem is unattainable, or that most people would wish that they were?
Well, lots of animes are just power fantasies and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
You know?
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball is about surpassing your limits, Quinton.
Sure.
Never-ending limits.
Sure. Say that with your Goku Ultra Instinct shirt on.
Fuck you.
You know, weren't the word harem originally from Persia? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's not necessarily a Japanese word. I'm pretty sure it's different in Japanese.
Funny how
Actually-
we always associate one word from one place.
I don't really
It's used-
associate with one place. The definition of harem is usually a bunch of interests, I guess you could say.
Well, okay.
Because they call it the reverse harem when it's one chick and a bunch of guys.
Well, the reason Hunter's bringing it up is because they were allowed to have multiple wives. So essentially, it was you had a harem of girls. That's what it was called. You didn't say he has a bunch of wives.
Honestly, it doesn't. Not all of them doesn't need to even be wives.
Exactly,
It
yeah.
could be servants. It could be attendees. All that.
Women didn't have rights. Okay, let's
Oh, no,
let's get over that hump really quick.
Oh no, actually, women do have their own harems.
Hunter, you would need an article or something to support you because I mean, like, maybe in certain cases, like if it was in Kuwait or something, I don't know if Kuwait has better laws, but
We're talking about real life?
yeah,
or
we're talking
yeah.
about Sharia law right now.
Sharia.
I think it's called Sharia law, but essentially a Sharia law is like if you steal, they cut off your hands.
Hold on, which location do you think I'm talking about?
What location are you talking
Iraq,
about?
Iran, Turkey, Jordan, Baghdad, some of the Africa. Dad, you know Sharia law, right? Okay, so yeah, so Where's this going right now? So a man.
We could beat the fuck out of women.
Yeah, exactly, and have multiple wives and girlfriends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think they have multiple wives
Russians.
legally, but they have multiple wives.
And mistresses and
Illegally.
stuff. Yeah. Okay. That's because the word harem comes from that kind of Iraqi
Arabic.
theater. Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's essentially what we were getting at.
I'm talking about the country of Persia.
Where was the country of Persia?
I was gonna say that's in the Iraqi theater.
Yeah.
Like, it is
I think
in
like
the Middle
Iran,
Eastern.
around
Just,
Iran.
I feel like this topic is getting out of
Like
hand.
this is a dark topic. Let's get on.
I mean, you guys went dark. I wanted to go fun with
well,
it.
because Hunter brought up the fact that harem was from Persia. Because yes, it is. Why is it?
Well,
That's because
it would have been from Persia initially.
yeah.
Before Arabic.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
But I just wanted to go. You know what? I guess
I don't know. Arabic might have been around just as long. I don't know. I think Persia's been the oldest, though, isn't it? Persia's the oldest society, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Like
Okay, they
like
win then.
Athens, Greece. Yeah.
They went.
let us move on to the next segue.
you know what? I just wanted to make this fun. You guys went so dark with this. I guess you know what?
It's
Do you
fun.
like anime titties? Yes or no?
Yes, but okay.
Yes.
Yes. There's no yes.
But sometimes
there's
it's not
no
always
maybe.
needed.
It's not always needed in my show. Boku no Academia. I don't know why I said it like that. If it started introducing more, it kind of does have fan service.
It does have fan service. There's a Hot Springs episode when
Yeah.
you see the girls.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Maybe it's just a necessary evil that we have to endure.
It could just be, it could be because of the culture too, because apparently nudity and that was more accepted in Japan.
Yeah.
And then kind of got looked down upon when Western stuff came into Japan.
I mean, Astro Boy didn't have fan service in it.
Depends
But
on.
Lupin the Third did, and Lupin the Third was one of the beginning animes.
Yeah. So a show that it has good fan service and a show that it kind of drops because of the fan service. I don't think you listed your examples.
Yeah.
You were getting a point across by naming off shows with fan service like Kaijo, Freezing, and
Sunburnt my balding head.
gotcha.
Look at
Dad.
Does it look like it's wrapped up in the front?
We're doing a podcast here.
Yeah.
Shit. Where you got a camera on or something?
No.
No, it's just
No,
our
it's-
voices.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Alright, you know what? Let's move on to our next topic.
Yeah.
indeed. Chompy, would you like to introduce us to the next
I was
segment?
gonna have Quinton do it.
Okay. What advice would you give your high school self?
I want you to begin, Hunter.
Well, first, I'll tell him to not spend all the money that he got from when he first got the checks.
Checks from where?
Like from the SSA. Or,
Yeah.
Because at the time, I think it piled up from several months. So I probably have to
So
tell
you
him
compulsively bought it when you were in high school.
I can see it. I would tell myself to, honestly, I would tell myself to save up more of my money, honestly. Because, like, I was working at high school. I was working at Burger King. I worked there for a year, and I was getting $700 paychecks. So I'd work, I would work every night, and it would always be night shift, because that's all I work, ever. And, I don't know, it just kind of would have been smarter to leave high school with, good $5,000, maybe. If
I don't
was-
even have $5,000, Quinton.
I know, but I could have because I was 16 at the time, and it would have just been nice. But for the life of me, I can't even remember where most of that money went. It's like pizzas. Like I couldn't have bought $700.
Actually, you know what? I
pizzas.
remember you used to pay for us food a lot.
Yeah,
You'd hit us up, hey, let's go to Wayside, I got you.
yeah. I am that kind of person though.
So, in short, the advice me and Quinton should
So,
tell our
yours would
high
be
school selves
anything else?
is
More
be
mu-
a
just-
selfish bastard.
Another one would probably be spend another year in summer school. Because, I don't know. I feel like maybe I should have actually had an actual graduation.
Uh-huh.
In case, I probably, like, in that case, I probably could have saved, like, one credit that I needed, one math credit. Because I think they did give me that option. Like, you can either do it now and graduate, or wait until school starts, get it during school, and have a graduation. But I did it in summer school, and had my little summer school graduation. Which was nice, I enjoyed it, it was good.
Was
graduation.
Travis there?
Travis was not there.
Sorry, I got a phone call. Just gonna
But,
deny that.
I still remember everyone who was there. It was Dad, Mom, Grandma. It was the principal. It was the school counselor. And then Sam Rodriguez and Austin Emler.
Oh.
And that was it.
Oh yeah, I forgot you didn't go to. You weren't in our grade. You
Yeah,
weren't in
I
my
wasn't,
Travis.
I wasn't.
You were with Eli.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Juan?
Yeah.
Don't be so depressed.
So don't worry about it that much. What did
You know what?
worry
Yeah, I
about?
overthought a lot of things.
Homework? Was it school life in general?
School life in general, you know. I mean, when you're in high school, you think that like these times are so important, and you know they're for times of like waves of depression. I mean, I still go through them sometimes.
Yeah, we all do. We hung out a lot in high school.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like,
Well, I forget. I think I met you through Eli, or I met you through Travis. I forget.
You met me through Travis.
Through Travis.
Yeah, because I met Travis in drama club,
In drama.
which
club.
is still like a chance meeting. Like, there's no way that should have happened.
So anime.
It is so anime. But
He's gonna help you find your waifu.
what would you have done differently?
I had lots of times when it's like, you know, like I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna get strong, but I didn't know everything that was entailed in that. Kind of wish I knew stuff like that, and I guess was more outgoing, wasn't so shelled up.
So you would wish that you would have like researched working out and all that before getting into it,
Yeah, and
And
had
then,
the discipline,
like-
had the discipline back then.
and then just like not cared what people thought about you, or didn't care about like what could happen, and just like talked to people and did things.
Which hard, because you know what? With younger people, I always feel like I'm being talked down to with my brothers, with their friends. Like, when they talk to me, I feel like they're not talking to me genuinely.
Yeah,
It's just like, hey, Chompy.
like they're talking to you because you're there.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
It just sounds like I'm being talked down to. But I guess I'd say not to worry as much and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just a hard one to think of stuff for.
Oh, it definitely is because
I feel like there's a bunch of stuff I could go into, but you guys gave like what I was expecting you to take a while into there.
Well, yeah. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I probably.
Watch out for this chick. You're going to meet them in the future. Don't do it.
I probably would have. I would have actually toned down on the amount of people that I talked to, and like actually tried to establish legit connections with more people. Because it definitely seemed like I had my close friends,
And acquaintances.
and then I had acquaintances that I would talk to, and it was just like. It's eye-opening when you think about, like, I've never really hung out or talked to this person, ever. But, like, we're friends, quotation marks around that kind of thing. I definitely feel like there's some people that I should have had a bigger connection to in high school. And that would be one that I would tell myself. Would be like, hey, make better connections with more people.
I feel like that's a jab at me.
No,
That's not a jab or
that's
anything.
not a jab.
It's just
Oh.
him talking about himself, and
Alright.
you know I agree with you because you know when I was in high school, I had a hard time talking to chicks.
Yeah.
Remember one time trying to ask out Mandy, the don't know if you know her. Her name was Mandy,
I don't.
and kind of choked up and started to tear up when I was trying to ask her to the movies. Or I'd get like well, first of all, women are freaking insane sometimes. But I'd get a lot of like, I can't this week, and I never knew if that was do you mean you can't? Or you trying to let me down easy?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to, just tell me so I don't keep pushing on and, And then sometimes I feel like things never went my way. I feel like one time I was going to have a date, but, like, they bailed.
Yeah.
You ever have that? Have that?
Oh, yeah.
Dates bailing on you?
I had that, yeah. Trust
Don't,
me.
like, gonna meet them soon. Like, don't hate me.
Yeah, you got lucky there. I got just never showed up. And it's like,
Was
damn.
it me? Was this at the
No,
diner,
it wasn't
Quinton?
you.
When
It wasn't
reminded
you.
me?
I learned to deal with it with you. Cause like with you, it was like, well, I guess I'm eating alone.
I thought you were gonna call me when you were at the
yeah.
place I was cleaning my room.
Definitely, but
Indeed.
anything else you'd like to tell your old self on besides money?
Your high school self.
Be more out there. Like, I was
Out there, you were
like-
out there already.
like, I don't have a lot of people to hang out with. I can stick with almost the same group. Since,
Funny, it seems like everyone loves you though.
Indeed. But
That's probably because you're so crazy, man.
Indeed.
I would have said, tell
But
your older
that's
self to calm
that's
the fuck
actually
down.
that's actually the problem. I've been doing a lot of stuff to impress a lot of different people.
So did you put the dog collar that was gonna shock
no.
you
No,
on to
that was
impress?
for fun.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a
that-
difference between impressing and having fun.
I can't tell with Hunter because Hunter's like pepper spray me in the face. I just want to know what it feels like. I'm gonna film this too and put it
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Indeed.
It's like, well, what example would you say you did to like be liked?
Like, mostly like, I want to tell myself to get away from the badder influences of bad friends.
Yeah.
Like,
You gonna call anyone out here?
I would.
no. You
Why
all
you
know
you still have him on Facebook?
You all know who you are.
Oh God. I could definitely think of a couple stories then.
But anyway, other than that, I have no regrets throughout high school.
I don't think we really have regrets, do we?
Kind of.
You have regrets?
Yeah.
Do you want to expand
Wasn't
on
more
that?
like I wasn't more out there. I was a quiet kid.
Yeah.
I still am to an extent. Pretty sure my parents sometimes think that like.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I should have.
There was a point I think I probably could have told my parents I was gay, and they probably would have foolhardily believed
I
me.
feel like at any point you could tell your parents you were gay and they would have to believe you.
They would have to believe
Like, what are
you.
they gonna do? Call you out on being gay? Like, I don't know. Tell me. Show
Oh,
me.
I mean, if you did, I'd say you're so full of shit, Quinton. I know you ain't.
Okay.
Stories you told me.
Okay. But I
You're
mean,
bi at best.
By at best. Okay, so now I feel like we should talk about, with that dreadful topic of past selves.
Lots of these are dreadful topics
They
today.
are. This is the dreadful podcast, Tinkle Hoy. The ideal afterlife, which I don't know if we're going to stay on this topic too much.
I know.
My ideal afterlife is no afterlife.
So you mean like your life's just done?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it does sound kind of scared, the idea that you'll live for eternity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
And will I still be me?
yeah, it's nothing good. There's nothing good about it. It's like if you restart from the beginning of your life, nothing's good about that because you're just gonna relive.
So reincarnation, you talking about like
Yeah.
that aspect?
Oh, I'm saying
Don't think that's a
reincarnation.
kind of heaven, I mean,
Well, I mean reincarnation as yourself.
as myself.
You say like you started remembering stuff when like you were what, 4? like you're 98 and you're dying on your deathbed. You die and you wake up and you're 4, and it's like uh-oh. Or not even uh-oh, because you would just fall into the same things that you've done, right? Maybe slightly different because
Possibly. I guess I'm wondering, like, would I still be me in this afterlife?
are we saying as Juan, or are we saying as a totally different person?
As Juan, or would I be an entirely different person? Because we've talked about this. I've said, like, in the sense of, like, dying, but not in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about this, so...
Yeah.
So there's an afterlife, but we're going to a different subject here real quick. But if I were to, like, get brain damage, get amnesia, and we've talked about this, so lose all my memories, and everything I was into, everything that made me, I don't remember, but I remember, like, basic stuff. Like, remember, oh, we're friends, but I don't remember how we're friends, or why we're friends, or what we're into.
Yeah.
I guess in that.
And then I end up, this new version of me ends up not liking anime, not into working out, I gain 50 pounds.
My worst fear.
You,
My worst fear of just like
for me?
no,
You-
becoming a totally different person, like overnight.
Well, it's not, well, yeah, it's like, it would be overnight. It takes a while to gain 50 pounds, Quinton.
I'm not saying like gain 50 pounds.
Unless you're speed eating throughout the entire day.
Oh, okay. So what's your ideal afterlife?
You know, I can't say I have one,
Yeah.
because I feel like that's just too deep of a question
That's
for me
that's
to
kind of where I'm coming
say,
from.
but when I think of the aspects of heaven, and I think, like, am I still going to be me in this heaven?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I going to be an entirely different being, and the thing that is me is gone?
Yeah.
Like, imagine becoming an entirely different person, and then, like, we don't really connect or talk anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm an entirely different person. I become an asshole.
You don't want to lose those connections between other people that you.
Start doing stuff that I wouldn't do. I'm smoking.
Alright. Like, well, you two are spoken like true atheists.
Yeah, it is very.
I'm not an atheist.
Hmm.
I just have a lot of questions, and sometimes I have a... my parents are probably going to hear this, and that's a dark thing.
Say what you want.
You know, sometimes it's questioning God too many times, and sometimes questioning that I want to follow God out of more fear than respect.
Yeah.
It's the idea of, I'm wanting to do this not because I want to do it out of my general kindness and me believing in God and wanting to praise His name, but I'm afraid of you and afraid of what you'll do to me if I don't.
Yeah.
And then when I think of that's the reason I want to, I think, do I have a right to at that point?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is definitely like.
Let's think of a lighter subject for this
Well,
the
Hunter's
next
got to
topic.
tell us his idea.
I know.
Alright. Well,
Afterlife.
first off, I had to explain. Like, me, I actually believe in almost every religion. Just not in the churches that represent them, but I believe in every afterlife and every religion. That there are not one God or goddess, but there's very much multiple.
It's a possibility.
Indeed.
I sometimes think God might be part of a higher hierarchy. Or that God might be a scientist who also has things that even he can't do. There's rules that he himself also has to follow.
Yeah.
Indeed. And as for my my ideal afterlife, I would actually like to die a warrior or soldier's death, so that I could go to Valhalla.
I knew that was coming.
Do you believe in Neo-Buddhism?
I believe in Wodenism.
I was gonna say, Hunter, why do you want to go to Valhalla?
Well, it has everything that, this actually goes back to my younger self admiring dad, for being a soldier. I want to relive the young ideal of what it means to be a soldier. Honorable, serving one's country, protecting the innocent, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could get a chance to fight a good fight, then I would do so without any sort of hesitation.
Young man, you can be a hero.
Yep. And as for the terms of morality, I actually believe that we all have a original or core belief of ourselves, and as long as we remain true to said belief, then we would go into a afterlife that best suits us.
All right.
I do enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, if your core belief is being a asshole or a jokester, as long as you be like that.
Calling me an asshole out there? You kind of leered at me when you said that.
I was trying to lean towards the fish sticks. Don't flatter yourself.
And we're gonna take a quick intermission. Hang on.
How are we into this podcast?
We're not that far. We're like 45.
Yeah. We're getting around that.
And we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Indeed.
So, getting off the topic of ideal afterlives, influential movies, let's open.
Horror.
say
Okay, it was horror films.
It was horror
that
films.
have
Impressional.
had an impression on you.
Movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess for me, because of the trope of like, they get in the car and the killer's back there, I always find myself like opening the door and seeing like if there's anyone there.
Yeah. What?
If someone was there, I don't know what I'd do. I mean, if I'm not in the car, I think I'd slam the door and run.
And you're just saying that horror trope in general, there's not a movie that did that to you?
Well, I guess there's movies too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this counts as a horror movie, but the movie that gave me the deepest impression was Pitch Black. It taught me to always be careful of the darkness. And since then, even to today, if I don't have a good vision in the dark, I always my mind just starts to wander.
So wait, how did Pitch Black teach you this?
I was gonna say, give us a synopsis of Pitch Black.
Oh yeah,
quick.
synopsis. For those that doesn't know the movie, it is a Vin Diesel movie where a group of people transporting a prisoner crashed into this desert world with 3 suns.
And there's aliens.
This is Riddick?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the first Riddick movie.
Okay, sorry. I just don't remember it being called Pitch Black. I'm sorry.
It's called
that's-
Pitch Black.
Yeah. Keep
But
going.
it is part of
The second one
Riddick
is called The
trilogy.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah, that's where I'm lost. Okay. Continue. Synopsis.
Indeed. And once the 3 suns set, creatures that live in the darkness below, it tends to come out and begin their year-long hunt of flesh and blood.
It was year long?
Well, from what I understand, I
thought it was never when the sun went down they came out.
Indeed. But, I come up with this idea because of some evidence I believe I saw in
Crafting
the
theories.
movie.
Your crafted theories were talking about why you fear the darkness.
Oh yeah. Let's not get into that. Okay, so they come out at night for an extended period of time and they eat, essentially.
Yes.
So why has that affected your fear of the dark?
It's just gonna scare you with
Because
things in the dark.
throughout a good number of the movie, I've never saw the creatures, only from the perception of said creature.
Yeah.
And it can, from big or small, it is hiding in almost every shadow. From the shadow inside a closet, from the darkness within a small opening in underground, all that. You never truly know how much space there is in said darkness until it is too late.
Okay, so the idea that darkness hides evil inside is what gets you the most?
Indeed.
Okay. So not being enveloped in darkness. Like if you were enveloped in complete darkness.
As the most popular saying is, we do not fear the darkness, but the unknown within it.
Who said that?
I forgot.
Okay.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. It might be actually anonymous, now that I think about it. A horror movie or a horror movie trope that influenced my fear?
Yeah. Heck, Final Destination's also up there with
Final
freak accidents.
Final
Scary.
Destination touches on a deeper level of like, because it happens. Accidents
Yeah.
just happen.
I still get PTSD from that movie. Those
Yeah.
accidents.
For me, honestly, it would have to be like anything to do with like water necessarily. Because water, you just add things to it. Jaws, let's say Jaws. 2012, I don't know. It's just like freak tsunamis and stuff, drowning, and the idea of just like
Water filling your lungs
yeah,
and
yeah.
dying that
and
way.
like Titanic, even if like you're on a ship and it goes down and it's like you're
Gonna freeze to death in
gonna
this water.
freeze to death. You're stuck in the water. It's just the idea of losing control of the scenario, I guess.
Did this come from that one movie when the two scuba divers get left?
Probably. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh,
I feel like we were actually talking about that yesterday.
no.
No, not me and you. Me and Anthony.
Oh,
Hunter.
You and Anthony and Hunter.
But it brings up like the Descent with Hunter. The Descent where there's a group of
There's like bat creatures.
yeah
so
bat
like
creatures
bats.
in the
I like
cave.
the improvement they did on those creatures in the second movie.
Yeah.
How would you say they improved them?
Well, first off, like the director crews actually put more details onto them to make them look like they've actually been living in like subterranean environment for
World building. Just
like
world building.
world building.
They increased the world
Like
building.
make
and-
it look like they actually lived down there for a long time.
All right.
Is your fear more based off of other humans? Do you fear what someone else could just suddenly?
I am. I do believe that fearing of what people are capable of doing.
Yeah. Like being just like in a populated city, and it's like I have to check my car in case some hobo decides to grab a screwdriver and hide in my back seat.
Yeah.
Right? Beware of murder hobos.
Beware of murder hobos.
Sounds like a B movie.
I think it's a comic trope from D&D.
Alright, we still got time. Think of a random topic.
I mean, I do want to do anime crushes.
Anime crushes?
Anime crushes. Or non-anime crushes.
Or
Just
non-anime crushes.
early crushes that you feel like have, like,
Sets up
adjust-
your standard.
Yeah, that's pretty much set your standard.
Alright, well.
In what
would
we
you
like in an
to-
anime girl?
Yeah, and what we like in an anime girl, what we like in an actual girl. I'm,
Like-
I'm just saying, like, it kind of does apply.
Like,
to
would you like
vice
to
versa.
start us
Heck,
off?
man, if there's actually someone out there that's like someone from these animes, then heck, sign me up.
One of mine,
Yes, would you like to start us off?
Sango from Inuyasha.
Is she the one with the boomerang?
She's the one with the boomerang.
Gotta love the boomerang.
Gotta love the boomerang. Oh, I was like strong female characters, because you already know I want to be stepped on. I just
Crush between someone's thighs.
crush between someone's thighs. It's not even like muscly. It's just like, I don't know, confidence, I guess.
Confidence.
I appreciate a confident character. I'd want to say like a book. There's got to be a book that I've read, but I've read so many goddamn books. Catch 22 has some crazy bitches in it.
Is that an anime?
No, it's a book. Catch 22.
That we're talking about anime crushes.
Well, I'm saying crushes in general on fictional characters.
We can go from movie to book to...
I can't think of a movie girl I've ever really liked. Can you? Like, for
Not
a lot of
really.
people, it was like the Bridge of Terabithia girl.
Really?
Yeah!
Don't really see it.
Yeah!
Oh, mine was actually a little bit more mature. Like, mine actually goes back all the way to 2002. Like, Mila Jovovich in the movie Resident Evil.
Yeah. Yeah. Her as Alice? Alice
Is that the
character's
one-
name?
Yeah, that's the girl who plays Alice.
Where it's the Resident Evil
Yeah, I
movie
know.
zombie and it's all actiony and she's got superpowers and all that. Definitely. I don't know. It does bring up like a weird thing where just abnormal strength in a woman, I guess. It's almost gay in a way.
Why do you say that?
Because it's like, oh, she could bench press me.
I don't know,
How's that gay?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I don't want to get on that.
Reason why, start having a crush on her in the first Resident Evil movie was, this was before she got all those crazy powers.
Yeah.
Even Amnesiac, she proved to be resourceful, which I actually seem to like that.
Resourcefulness, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She could also shoot a gun, so.
Like realistically, or I mean,
in the movie, she could shoot a gun. That's all I'm saying.
well, I mean, you have extensive knowledge on something. You see something in a thing of media, and you're like, oh, they're not doing it right, or stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, Willem sees like military people like wearing their outfits, and then Willem like points something out. Or like, I'm pretty sure Gabe and Alex could probably like watch a movie about musicians and be like, they got their hands on the wrong part of the string.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's definitely some aspects to that with anything.
So like when you're saying that, like she was shooting a gun like real, or she's just like.
I think it's pretty. Before it gets crazy in the Resident Evil movie, it's pretty basic. It's just like shoot, shoot, shoot. I do count bullets a lot whenever I'm watching.
I've noticed that.
But even when then, it's like you could practically do anything with a gun and have it be semi-realistic because John Wick, his gun fu, it kind of would work.
It's gun fu.
It's gun fu. But there are a lot of movies that do guns pretty good, like Jet Li.
Because we're talking about a strong anime female character, I'd say Esdeath.
I don't necessarily see the appeal of Esdeath.
Really?
I really kind of
I'm
don't.
as much attracted to personality as I am appearance, but
You know what? It's big boobs, strong.
a
That's all it takes.
Assertive?
Assertive, yeah, I guess so.
Huh.
I don't see the appeal in mine, the one he chooses, the main character chooses to be with.
Yeah.
It's that she's a tsundere. And that's why they have to end up together.
Haruhi Suzumiya has a manga, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or a light novel.
Or like one of the two.
Have to read that to see if it ever goes anywhere. Because if he picks Nagato,
You're gonna be mad.
I'm gonna riot in the streets. Cause oh my god, what a like left field choice.
Don't
Like,
think he's gonna pick anyone.
I was gonna, but I mean, it's got that aspect of romance in it, definitely.
True.
I would think that it's based off of a game.
Visual novel, yeah.
Well, Haruhi's basically God.
Spoilers alert.
Spoiler alert.
You told that in the beginning.
I know. I think the literal translation is the world of Suzumiya, Haruhi Suzumiya. So it's like, it's God's world kind of thing. Konosuba. Okay. I really like Aqua.
Alright.
See, that goes against everything I've established before. But I honestly think...
Well, I mean, I'd say Aqua's really annoying at times, but she's I guess what we start talking about, like, the character is looks.
She just has that goal of just getting out of that world.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But,
No self-improvement whatsoever.
We saw the movies like, I can't wait that long. Can't we just throw the bait? Like,
Yeah.
throw him when he's like, you want a toddler to fight the Devil King?
yeah. Do you think there is a right choice in that scenario?
For Konosuba?
Yeah.
For Kazuma?
Yeah.
Darkness.
Darkness? Darkness is the right choice in your
Yes.
As I once heard someone say about Kazuma's situation,
Or Wiz.
Kazuma is not the hero we need, but the asshole we deserve.
Yeah. I mean, assholes deserve love too.
I
Yeah.
mean, Kazuma is just a person
Honestly,
who I
like-
think lots of his reactions are how people would react. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fed up with this shit.
Off of that,
Yeah.
end of Evangelion. Or Evangelion, I should say. Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Shinji has mental breakdowns.
Yeah.
Which I guess is what would happen if I threw a teenager that's probably going through puberty and does not have a good relationship with their father.
Or mother.
God, imagine if Pun Pun needed to be an Ava pilot.
Oh God.
One of these days, they're going to have to make a anime show where a person actually goes to therapy.
I feel like that there is an anime.
There has to be.
There's like an anime of everything nowadays.
I was gonna say Charlotte, but I don't want to spoil it for you. Because Charlotte has an aspect like that, similar. Romance in animes is hard to do, I would say.
It is hard to do.
Because in my eyes, Gurren Lagann doesn't do it that good.
No, it doesn't.
Because Simone likes Yoko.
Wasn't really like her until they're older and asks her. I guess spoilers for Gurren Lagann for anyone.
Spoilers for Gurren Lagann.
Asks her, "Will you marry me?" And she's like, "No way."
Is that when he's like?
They're adults.
Okay, I was more the fact of when Kamina kisses her. Sorry.
Kisses Yoko.
Kisses Yoko, and it's.
Well, you know what? Yoko was being heavily flirtatious with Simone at times.
Yeah, but it's weird that the show then goes, all right, he's down in the dumps, and he goes and he finds Mia, and it's like perfect woman out of the sky, Heaven's Lost Property style kind of thing. Heaven's Lost Property is. My wife is a mermaid. Like, I don't know. I don't like romance in most shows. I feel like it's done poorly. The only one that I can think of off the top
I wouldn't say lots of those. I feel like the main thing for My Bride is a Mermaid is comedy.
Yeah.
It's not so much you're watching it. I'd say maybe one that does it is My Love Story. Probably does romance pretty good.
Does romance really good.
But that's because it's mainly that. It's not really a comedy. There's comedic aspects, but it's like that's not like the main drive for the show.
Yeah.
We talked about crushes or possible crushes throughout animes.
Yeah.
Like, what about through games?
Ooh, I had
Miss Pac-Man, man. You
big.
crazy?
I had a giant crush on Eva from Metal Gear Solid 3.
I knew it was going to be from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about the games that I played early in my childhood, it was literally Onimusha, Metal Gear, Silent
Are you sitting
Hill.
like ill?
I don't know. Like, I actually have this bad habit of.
It's very ineffective too, and it probably will hurt your legs after a bit. But
Building up endurance.
building up endurance. But Silent Hill. I had a crush on Maria.
Maria.
The clone Maria. I had a weird crush on her.
She just got in the way. You saw me when I was playing. I didn't want to bump into her, but she
Yeah.
just got in the way of me
Yeah.
sometimes.
What about you? Video game crush?
One of the earliest ones I could think of is Ashlyn from Jak and Daxter 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah.
We're all gonna die alone, by the way.
It's the tattoos and the attitude.
Yeah, I definitely see where. Was she? She was the
Baron's daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I was trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Any others that you can think of? We didn't play a lot of. We played a lot of PlayStation 2 games, but not a lot of them had like actual stories kind of thing.
It's
to them.
just side scroll actions.
Well, no, we played like Destroy. Like if you think about it, Destroy All Humans doesn't have love interest like that. Onimusha barely has love interest like that.
Indeed. But anyway, my second one.
Your third. Oh no, your second. Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Surprised you didn't say Tifa.
I didn't play a lot of Final Fantasy VII as a kid. We never owned it like that.
By the way, like my second crush would also be Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. Tifa is one of my crushes. Another one I could think of though is Ada Wong from the Resident Evil series. Any more?
No, like that's it for me.
This was a hard podcast to do.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be more stuff to say about these subjects. Darn.
There is, and well, it's like I don't know how far we can delve into like why do you like this character? Because Hunter's like, oh, tattoos and assertiveness, and I just like looks a little bit,
You
but
shallow
then attitude.
monster.
Dude, Resident Evil 4 is when Ada Wong really came into like her character. You know, she actually did things. What about you? Video game crushes.
Video game crushes.
Killer Instinct.
I never played Killer Instinct.
Oh, okay.
You know what? The cheetah, the chick that turns into a cheetah on Bloody Roar.
We need to get a copy of Bloody Roar. Cause holy shit. You talked a lot about Bloody Roar. From what I
mean, it's probably not as fun as I remember it, but I remember Stun was my main.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Stun was this dude that turned into a huge Hercules beetle. It was like,
huh.
I just grind with him, and then I got to the point that you get like special things that you can add to the game.
Yeah.
So to unlock the characters faster, I would add the no walls. And before you can move around before the round begins, and I just take someone up to the wall, like move up to them and they'd move to the wall, and then when it began, I'd grab them and Stun stabs them in the face and then just chucks them and they'd be out of bounds and I'd win the fights, and that's how I'd unlock all the characters.
Wow, you cheesed a game.
Yeah, I actually found out how to cheese Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah?
The second one.
Okay.
Because I was seeing, I saw a thing and they were using moves I did not get.
Yeah.
And I found out I did not use, the special form enough. And that if I would have done that, I would have gotten a bunch more things.
Yeah.
And the guy was talking about, to level up, go to this place, use this, okay, then leave, go to the world, go back in, and just keep doing that.
Grinding it out.
Yeah, and I'm just like, holy crud.
I'm ashamed of myself.
But it was I could have been able to dodge characters and not just having to run away.
Yeah. I'm ashamed of myself, okay? Kyrie, Devil May Cry 4. And, yeah, I forget her name. But Drakengard 1.
The one that you bought, or is that one too?
That one's Drakengard 1.
That was Drakengard 1.
Yeah. I forget her name, but she's Kime's sister. There's nothing romantic going on there, I'm telling you, but still.
No one's saying anything. You're just assuming yourself.
I'm not assuming.
I don't know, some of the dialogue I saw, I'm I'm concerned here.
Yeah.
It's like no game, no life. You better tell me she's not related by blood.
I don't think she was.
Well, that's a good thing because they do some.
She wasn't because Kime's father and mother get killed by a dragon, and he goes to
The
live.
same dragon?
The black dragon.
The black dragon.
Black dragon.
If possible, I would like to recommend a topic for us to discuss.
All right.
Go for it.
Go. We're just doing random stuff at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to discuss on some amazing feats that our bodies or people can do or survive. For instance.
That's all circumstantial. It's not
Circumstantial
always
one-sided because I feel like you have more instances.
Yeah.
Well, mostly one that I find most interesting is if you are good at holding your breath, you can hold your breath in space for 6 minutes, before any irreversible damage is done.
Yeah. Well, because you can just train breathing. You can go from, I don't know, holding your breath underwater for How long do you think you can hold your breath in?
Not very long.
Not very long. I was gonna say 30 seconds or to like a minute. You can train yourself to be able to hold your breath for like 5 to almost 10, I think.
Yeah, we're capable of amazing things, Hunter.
Yeah, people are all different. We're all snowflakes.
But I don't. But I feel like you know more instances of people actually like pushing past their limits. So you know what? Let's. What's your favorite power up in anime when it's something like that, like someone pushing past their limits? Mine is Dragon Ball Z, so we're limiting this.
Okay, so just like a power spike of like someone who's like pushing themselves past.
Like a power spike, or they do an amazing feat in the anime?
Oh my god, what is this anime called? Oh, when supernatural battles become commonplace.
Alright.
Alright, it's more of an intellectual feat. Do you want me to go into detail?
Yeah?
So
I'm probably never gonna watch it.
it's a really good show. There's an antagonist who can steal powers.
I remember I was watching a bit with you.
Yeah, the protagonist has the power to just light his hand on fire, and it burns him to do so.
Yeah.
So the antagonist, he tricks the antagonist into stealing his power, which he does, and then because he pushes the limit to where it's always on, and he's like, this is my ultimate move, and the antagonist steals it and then realizes it's burning him. So he returns all of the powers, and because his like fire hand is like permanent, he cuts off his hand.
This anime sounds a lot more battle heavy than I thought it was.
There isn't a single battle in the show, but there is a part where they go to like the Nevada desert and they're just like destroying shit to like practice.
To practice.
Yeah, they're all practicing their abilities in the Nevada desert.
Explosion!
Yeah, and he's sitting there and he like lights his hand on fire and he goes and turns it off and then turns it back on because he's trying to learn. It was a great show because it
Is where supernatural battles become commonplace a prequel to Hero Academia?
Unofficial fan theory.
Yeah, unofficial fan theory. It was interesting just because it diverted the whole protagonist has to be the strongest or has to have something about him kind of thing.
I feel like lots of shows do that. I mean, Hunter x Hunter Gone is nowhere near the strongest.
Yeah, definitely.
The only Netero was kind of the strongest, but even then they say that with their battle system, even if you're really weak, you could pull out a win just because of your ability.
Yeah, definitely. It was more of a battle of the intellectuals.
Yeah, it's like, let's see, what's up? Trying to think of the bomber guy, you know. Once he gets someone in his ability, and you know, if they don't know about it, he's won already.
Yeah, exactly. What's your Dragon Ball example?
I'm not gonna say a Dragon Ball example.
You said you were learning no Dragon Ball.
Well, I mean, you could think of a lot of feats. Any power up in Dragon Ball is pretty much their thing. Darn, I lost it.
Hunter?
Let's see. So we're basing off of
Your biggest flexes in anime, would you do that?
Yeah.
Then I definitely my favorite biggest flex in anime would be the introduction of Escanor in Seven Deadly Sins.
I thought I'm gonna say this. I thought his introduction was stupid.
What is his introduction?
If I remember correctly, Bon is fighting these two demons, and he gets away from them, and they're looking for him, and they go into his cave, and they find a bar, and the demons are like, "Let's drink!" And they start drinking, and the bartender's Escanor, and Escanor gets them drinking all night till the next day when the sun's up.
Basically.
And then Escanor just stomps them, because Escanor's Superman and gets his power from the sun.
Basically.
But it was really stupid that they just like, we're looking for this guy that we're freaking pissed at, and hey, here's a cave, here's a bar, let's drink.
But
so much stupid stuff happens in that anime.
Mostly, like, let me explain it from my angle.
From your biased angle, yeah.
From your bias. We're all biased.
Well, I like to remain unbiased when possible. But
Bullshit.
Well, apologies. There's no true unbiased.
Yeah.
Like, basically, like, I'm basing this off of the manga I
read the manga.
Yeah. Like, Escanor is one of the weakest humans in Britannia with, and his ability and personality change when the sun rises and falls. And once the sun reaches to its highest in midday, then that's when his strength is peaked. It's already been established that physically he is the strongest in the world. Magically, maybe not as much as others. One thing I liked about him is his pride.
Well, that's why he's the sin of pride, Hunter.
Oh my god, should have known this all along. I should have started guessing.
But anyway, yeah.
Does that mean lust gets powers off of sex?
No.
No. The reason they're all.
Well, I'd say the
named after
weirdest
sins
ones are
is
lust
based
and
on-
envy.
One at a time.
The reason why they're all named after sins is based on the crimes they are accused of.
Okay. Hunter. Got Chompy, actually.
Well, no, I guess what I was saying, that I think the weirdest characters in the series are lust and envy out of all the sins.
Mm-hmm.
I just find them weird.
Okay. These are weird characters in general.
Well, I guess they just don't really fit, because everyone else just kind of seems together, but those two don't.
Yeah. Okay, so what is, I totally forget, what is Pride's flex?
Alright.
And
Pride's flex is more often than not, he lets his opponent have the first strike. Just so.
because he's Pride, of course. Of
Like,
course.
Just so he can show how insignificant their attack was and overpower him regardless of how
He sounds like
damaging.
such a Chad.
Doesn't sound like a Chad.
Maybe. By the way, you guys just asked me what's my favorite anime flex. I tell you, it doesn't need to be popular. Just
Escanor. I mean, I didn't say
yeah.
it wasn't
No, we didn't say that.
good. I mean, my favorite part, I haven't watched it. I just saw this one when Escanor's fighting one of the 10 Commandment dudes. And it was something that he can bring people down to their needs that feel sorry or pity or something like that.
Esterosa.
Was it pity?
No, it's love.
Or was it fear?
It was his ability commandment is called love, and basically it's any who bore hatred towards him is weakened.
And then Escanor just comes up like, why would I hate someone I pity?
Huh.
Or something like that, or someone weaker than me.
We can't
That one's it.
talk about flexes without an honorable mention of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I haven't seen
yeah.
it though.
I'm going to read the manga. I'm going to read it.
Is it like a family tree? Because it seems like there's so many different series of JoJo.
Yes. It
And
seems
they're all
like-
just they're just all descended from this family.
How many generations are there? 4 or 5 we've seen?
All I know is that part 2 takes place during World War II.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's as
I thought
far
it's
as I
more-
know it goes back, and I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure.
it's more Victorian.
No, that's probably part.
You thought you were getting a podcast, but it's me, Dio.
But I feel JoJo has to have some big. I know a couple big flexes from JoJo.
Dang.
But the amount of stands, I don't know. That seems like a show that is very interesting to get into. And it's getting a dub, but the dub, I don't know. I also like the aspect of all the stands having okay, here's a good topic. So stands in JoJo are named after music or albums.
I thought they were named after tarot cards.
That's a different part. They have naming schemes essentially. Each part of JoJo, each stand has a naming scheme. There's a part where they're all tarot cards. There's a part where they're all music.
Kira Toriyama write this manga?
I know, right? what to you was an intriguing way to present information or to give a name to a certain thing?
Like a power?
Yeah, like a power, people, an organization. Because like I can think of like Red Rocket. Why is Red Ribbon? Sorry.
The Red Ribbon. I'm like Red Rocket.
They're called the Red Ribbon because they wear red ribbons. Like to me, that's like
They don't wear red ribbons.
They don't.
No.
Why are they? Called
It's just
the Red
their
Ribbon?
logo. I don't know why they're called the Red
See,
Ribbon
that,
Army.
that's why I'm saying it's like it's not interesting. It's not good.
So you either
Hold on.
there needs to be a reason for the name.
Hold on, are we talking about the group from Dragon Ball Z or from JoJo's?
Dragon Ball Z.
Is there a group called the Red Ribbon Army in
No.
JoJo?
There is a group called
That's
no,
what
it's
I
a
was-
stand called Bad Company.
Bad Company.
Yeah, and it's just a bunch of zombie army soldiers by the
Uh-huh.
looks of it. I don't know. And then there's one called Mumbo Jumbo, and it's a turtle.
Sounds like a Powerpuff Girl villain.
It does, but a lot of them are like weird and interesting like that. Can you think of any? I do like the Dragon Ball naming scheme of like
Kirishima does that.
they're all trousers. Oh, they're all food.
Yeah.
They're all.
He hasn't really done it a lot with like recent characters.
I was gonna say Jiren is just a name.
I don't know. I guess maybe if we looked really into it, because there's Jiren, Topo. What's the other guys? I forget the other members' names.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not very important.
I know. Sadly, no one was really important when I wanted some good fights in that anime. In
Yeah.
the Dragon Ball Super.
Can you think of a pretty good naming scheme? Anything from One Piece?
Like, there's a couple of good ones. Like, we all know that each member of Straw Hats have their own theme of naming and their attacks. Like,
Yeah,
Sanji
yeah.
have French names for his kicks. Like, Zoro,
They're French dishes.
yeah, French dishes. Like Zoro, like saying the Japanese words for the styles.
Yeah.
And
Robin has massages. Robin gives out massages.
hers was also French, actually. Now I think about it.
but it's always like neck breaker or something. It's always it's kind of massagey. I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched. Nami does she name her attacks? Are they
based
weather
off-
based?
Yes, based off weapon.
Eventually, once she gets the weather weapon.
Yeah.
And,
I'd say for,
also phenomenons like even before she went to some weather place, she used like mirage or elemental base.
Yeah. Elementals. Yeah. Kind of natural occurring phenomenon.
She's basically using science as a weapon.
Yeah.
Haven't we always used science as a weapon hunter?
Can you think of any naming schemes?
When I was thinking still on the Flexus thing, I think on Naruto when Madara does a gigantic boulder and it takes everything this guy's got to stop it.
Yeah.
And then Madara's just like, what about the boulder behind you?
You think you can stop the first one? Then how about a second bigger one?
Yeah, just like,
At the same time.
no, not at the same time. Like, he stops this one, and then they're just like, yay. And then
second
Madara
one.
just smiles, and then you see a second boulder.
Just smashing through the first one.
Huh. Naruto kind of has a naming scheme to it. Sakura. She's pink like a sakura tree. Sakura blossom.
Hold on, we're now talking about names of characters.
Well,
I don't know, we're just talking about whatever.
Yeah.
We couldn't. Our subjects we had hunter weren't able to go long enough for this.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we're just talking about whatever, and hopefully people are okay with that.
Oh yeah, I do like some of the naming schemes on King and Ashura. Like they don't have names for attacks that much, but for
You mean the
those-
fact that they parody already well companies like saying Sony but calling it like phony or something?
Like, no, I'm talking about in attack moves between fighters. Like, now, as you guys know, like, there ain't much naming. Like, characters don't name their attacks much, but for the ones they do, that seems to be their trump cards.
You know, I always had an idea for when I wanted to do an anime for a reason why they had to say the names of stuff.
Yeah.
And I always thought of like wanting to research like voices and like things and saying like different pitches are gonna result in different like attacks, and that's why in my idea for a series why
Resonance kind of things.
why like attacks, why they like yell the name of their attack.
Words have power.
And they'd have to like do different like pitches and stuff, and depending, I don't know, it was an idea I had as a kid.
No, I definitely I see it as in like
Another idea I had as a kid were like these like spiritual warriors that protected children like at night from like monsters.
yeah.
So they'd like go to the kid's room, they'd like expand the room into like a mini city, and the kid would be in one of the buildings in this city, and the demon would be trying to find the kid, and they have to kill the demon and hopefully make sure the kid stays alive.
Yeah.
And the idea was the weaker ones would be like sent to like protect little kids with like night lights, and they can get like powers from the nightlight.
Okay, yeah.
And like having like a business, like the people that make night lights are teamed up with them. They're like part of this little organization that helps them. And then toy companies also being with us, so toys are also like a item that they can use that the kid has to help fight these monsters.
Yeah. That definitely does
It was an idea I had back in middle school.
Yeah. I do like that.
But I always had a hard time thinking of how to make the main character, what kind of attitude I wanted to give him.
Yeah.
Because at first he basically was Ichigo.
Yeah.
Basically Ichigo. I was on a bleach phase, everyone had a sword and was wearing a black cloak.
We all have that phase.
And now it's like,
Everyone has that phase.
what kind of main character can I make him?
Okay.
I actually have a new one to discuss if you two are willing to listen.
Yeah.
Well, basically it's this. If you have a chance, would you have a superhero name?
Would I? Okay, so.
What's my power?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You can,
Okay, tell me my power and I will decide what I probably pick my hero name to be.
Basically, honestly, you can have.
Just don't be like, no, don't. You're giving me my power. You are the god that decides, like, I'm gonna give him this quirk.
Okay.
If it's just that I can stretch my arm 2 meters more and nothing more, then I guess that's it. Just tell me what my power is.
Alright. Alright. For you, I'm thinking, well, first off, we can't go on without the classic super strength and endurance. And
Just say a simple power, man. Just like,
alright.
think of Hero Academia, how they give them powers, and then throw one at me.
Hydromancy.
Hydromancy, what's that?
The control of water.
I can control water.
You can,
Alright, now give Quinton his so I can, while I think of what my hero name would be.
alright. And as for you, body manipulation.
Body manipulation.
Basically, as in, like, you can, you have complete control over your body, like, basic rules of body doesn't apply, like, you can bend your bones different ways, like, turn your organs into different places.
No,
all that.
I got it. I'd be.
Alright, my power for you can make your hair as sharp as needles.
I would be.
I've already got the name. I'm Pine Needle.
Pine needle. Like a pine cone. Pine needle.
Pretty much.
Just like a pine cone. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's genius. I can think of Play-Doh Boy.
Play-Doh Boy?
Play-Doh Boy. Or, Oh gosh. Bone Man.
Bone Man.
Because I would attack by manipulating my bones into blades.
Like the guy from Naruto.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gosh, I can't think of
Hydromancy.
Hydromancy. Yeah, I can't think of a name that's already taken from a hero that can use water.
I was gonna say a racist one a little bit.
Say it.
The brown surfer.
The brown surfer. Sounds more like that doesn't sound so much as race. It just sounds like shit. Like
Literal shit.
I'm surfing on crap.
I feel like you would be like, you wouldn't even need a surfboard actually, but it would be a cool aesthetic. You'd be the cool bra. Maybe like a Hawaiian name.
Matanui.
Matanui.
My hero name would be Matanui.
Oh god.
All right. Well, that seems like a good place to end this
Well,
podcast.
Let us wrap it up then.
Oh,
And
So-
let's do something of a service announcement or whatever.
Well, okay. So I am going to be playing Valorant.
That you playing? Oh, you already played Devil May Cry?
No, I did not. Devil May Cry 3 will probably be soon, but I'm trying to get a key for Valorant so I can play Valorant and stream Valorant. And currently reading Dore Hetero. Things that you're doing?
As for me, I am going to be continuing with mostly much of the same, reading different mangas, watching different shows,
Well-
and playing different games.
Name a couple mangas, name a couple games.
I'm going to try to continue watching reading Dora Hetero, and continue trying to play either Yakuza 0 or I forgot what other game I was playing upstairs. Doom.
Doom. The first Doom, not Doom Eternal. Alright, and Choppy.
I'm just being me.
You're just being you, not...
I don't know what
you're-
to do
you're-
at times.
You're continuing to play Kingdom Hearts.
Kind of.
I'm hoping that you start playing Bioshock, the Bioshock series.
Yeah, it's probably my next after Birth by Sleep.
Start with 1, go to 2, go to 3. Tell me how that is, because I really want to get your opinion on that. But yeah, that's us, and we will be seeing you guys
Next
at a later
time.
date.